Hello everyone, welcome to English Language Resource. In this presentation, we'll continue with the poem The Listeners vis-a-vis its context, speaker, form, meter and rhyme scheme. The narrator or speaker presents the story in third person point of view, describing what's taking place outside the house and what's taking place inside the house. The context of the story includes literary context and historical context. As we know, de la Mare is known as the writer of the imagination. In his writings, he sought to achieve a dreamlike atmosphere, with the implication of other worlds that cannot be understood by human reason. The Listeners remains the most famous of his works. However, his fiction has continued to influence writers of science fiction, fantasy, and horror. De la Mare is also associated with several poets anthologized in a series called Georgian Poetry, referring to the reign of King George V. The poets of this school come to a point between the classicism of Victorian poetry and the modernist rejection of sentimentality. The anthologies include poems notable for their emotion, aestheticism, and even self indulgence. Historical context. De la Mare published The Listeners in 1912, 2 years before the start of World War I. De la Mare lived to see the massive change that the world wars brought to England, from broader industrialization to destabilization of class. His poems, however, continued to operate in his private world of romantic fantasy, Gothic castles, and forests. He was never a political poet. He preferred to focus on the internal experience of emotion. As far as the form of the poem is concerned, The Listeners is a poem of 36 lines that does not follow a specific form. It operates primarily as one structural unit, though it could be broken up into 9 quatrains with an alternating rhyme pattern. It is made up of only 5 sentences, which are extended with clauses separated by commas, colons, and semicolons. The overall effect of the form is like a passageway that seems endless. The form of the poem thus reflects the fact that it is a kind of poetic ghost story. The poem does not adhere to a strict metrical pattern. The even numbered lines of the poem do stick roughly to iambic trimeter. For example, line number 30. Though every word he spake, even this line is slightly undercut by the possibility of reading every with 3 syllables, however, with one stressed and two unstressed. The poet allows the odd lines to vary widely without any strict reference to meter, which is kept somewhat in check by the even lines. The rhyme scheme is the most stable formal element of The Listeners. Consistently, the even lines of the poem write in pairs, that is, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and so on. The odd lines do not rhyme at all. Each quatrain follows the format of A, B, C, D. Nearly all of the rhymes in the poem are perfect single syllable rhymes. However, the poem's final rhyme is its only example of slant rhyme, stone and gone. Although they are perfect I rhymes but do not have the same vowel sound. This small discrepancy reflects the uncertain, unresolved nature of poem's ending. The poem does not end in satisfying way, and the slight deviation in rhyme reflects this dissatisfaction. Hope you understand, and in case of further clarification, do write in the comment box.